Hello, this is Drew Michael Blake, and this is not the first take of this video. I'm trying to get used to talking into a camera in this kind of format. I got really used to talking into a microphone when I was doing my podcast in the dark or relative darkness out here in the studio where I make all my music. But talking into a camera, that's a new talent. That's a new skill that I'm working on developing. So, what's happening? Well, let me tell you. This past week, I, for some reason, just got really into mid-2000s pop phenomenon Lady Gaga. And I cannot explain why, but for some reason, in my head, all of a sudden, it was Poker Face, Paparazzi, Bad Romance, just like all the time. Get into the car, open up my phone, what am I going to listen to? All I can think of is poker face, poker face, and those sort of really effective little ear hooks and or earworms and hook. Shoot, now I can't think of which was the actual appropriate term. Earworms, also known as hooks. I think of those things, and that's all I want to listen to. And then, as a corollary to that, I started listening to Beyonce's Halo in particular. And then, of course, my perennial favorite, Work by Rihanna. I just love the way that song is put together. It's such, I guess guilty pleasure is kind of an unfashionable term at this point, but for me, it's guilty pleasure. I just love like that minimal production, like little percussion sneaking in here and there. The half-written lyrics, was she just making it up in the studio? We don't really know, but I just think it's a really fun song. Except for when Drake comes in, and it's not that I have anything against Drake. I'll jam on Hotline Bling all day long. You can pick the time and the place, and I'll dig it. But I just feel like he phoned in his verse on that song, which is a real shame because the rest of it is so good. Like, I just crack up every time he gets to that line, if you had a twin, I would still choose you. Like, I know what he's trying to say. It's like, you know, it's you, it's not just your looks. But the line just comes across totally wrong to me, anyway. Like, if someone said that to me, I'd be like, I feel like I know what you're talking about, but that's also, in a way, kind of like insulting and then also flattering yourself, because I guess the assumption is that if you had a twin, that your twin would also be into Drake, and so he would have to choose between the two, but he would choose you. But of course the other twin would be into him too. So it's just like a hilarious line. I just can't get over it. And this whole thing is super weird because, like, for the last year, I've hardly been able to move past the Tom Petty catalog and the Traveling Wilburys and all these sort of things that are just like straight ahead, like rock and roll, man. And then for some reason I'm in this like 2000s pop thing right now. I'm just obsessed with it. I don't know why. Maybe it has to do with my smashed finger. I haven't been able to play guitar as much or as well, and it's just starting to go to my head, I guess. Speaking of, got smashed in the window, fingernail's still holding on. I can play guitar with it now. I was just playing a little bit ago, feeling good. So I'm looking forward to not having this Band-Aid on my finger every day soon. It's mostly for cosmetic reasons. You don't want to see what's under here. It's gross. And then lastly, I wanted to update you on You're the One. Came out a week ago. I set a really ambitious goal that you may have seen me posting on Instagram and on Facebook, Twitter, my email list, my website, everywhere. I wanted everyone to know I'm going for 10,000 streams in the first week on this song. Well, that was super ambitious, and I didn't make it. Surprise to everyone. If you've looked at my Spotify numbers, that won't be a shocker. But hey, this is the ground floor. This is just the beginning. The response I've gotten to the song has just been awesome. People have been sharing it on Facebook, putting it in their Instagram stories. I've been getting people like reaching out to me directly just to say, like, man, this is such a good song. You know, I can see the progress you're making in your music. Not that my old stuff was bad, but just like this was a step forward, you know? Like, and it's all in-house. I wrote the song, I sang all the parts, I played all the parts, I produced it. I brought in Chad Brown to finish up the mix, and I had Kim Rose and master it. But hey, this was an in-house production. I mean, this is the facility right here. I made it in this place. So just really encouraged by the response so far. I've got some ideas for how to spread it around. It's gotten added to some playlists already. I've got a video that I've been working on putting out, so that's coming soon. I'm really encouraged. I'm not down in the dumps. I'm not disappointed we didn't make the goal. It was super ambitious. And, you know, if you're not aiming at something high, you're only going to hit what you aim at, you know? So why not aim for something high? And I'm gonna keep working it. I've got more songs coming down the line. We'll get those numbers up there. So thanks so much for listening. Thanks for your support. And what's your favorite Lady Gaga song? That's the question of the week. Okay? Leave it in the comments. Be sure to like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you soon.